Zadandani, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the latest chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 307. And honestly, I think this chapter was kind of cool, but it also felt a little bit short. Primarily focusing on the two kids from Miss Joke's class, but it also deals with a few other things as well. Um, like I said, mostly focusing on those two kids as they work their way through the city, trying to find different people and bring them to the shelter that is their school. And they come across many civilians who are struggling and all of this jazz. But then we actually get to see frickin' Muscular is back. Oh boy, this is gonna be insane. Obviously, Muscular is not a huge deal. Deku has dealt with him before, and that was at a much lower level than what he is now. So honestly, I have no doubt in my mind that if Deku really wants to, he could whoop Muscular's ass. But yeah. So that's pretty much the entire chapter, just summarized really quickly. And honestly, that's kind of shocking. This chapter, like I said, it felt short, but I think that it kind of adds a little bit of a few ideas just start popping into my brain because of this video, because of this episode. Like, are all of the different schools doing this exact same thing? Basically, any hero who has at least their provisional hero license, are they going out in their respective areas, trying to bring as many people as they can from these areas to the schools to start securing them into the safe locations? Honestly, I would not be surprised if that is actually the case. But another thing that this does clarify for us is that Deku is still in Japan. It's honestly been a bit of a question, especially with the way that things were looking at the end of the episode. Is Deku actually still remaining in Japan, or would he instead choose to go very far away, to run to the other side of the world, as basically a way to get the most dangerous villains out of Japan and bring them somewhere where people are a little bit more prepared? The fact is that, as far as we know, America is probably in a much better state, able to handle heroes a lot better. And on top of that, if you're not from America, you probably should know this, but everyone in America knows this. America has a lot of wide open space. Like, honestly, if Deku really wants to just go ham and actually just whoop Shigaraki's butt, all he has to do is really just go to the middle of Nevada. That's not a joke. There is literally nothing out there for a good few thousand miles. Okay, I don't know if it's actually a few thousand, but it's a lot. There's a lot of space out there that's just like wasteland and nothing is out there. Like, maybe there's a few ghost towns and stuff, but who really gives a crap? Honestly, if Deku wants to just get Shigaraki out of the way, he could literally just go to any huge open space. I mean, honestly, it might even be better to just go up to the to the North Pole, because again, nobody's up there. So if he really wants to, he could just get Shigaraki very far away from these places and have free reign to just whoop his ass. But I guess that's not going to be the situation. But I think that there is something else that is interesting, to say the least. At the end of the episode, Deku specifically says, no wonder the gift from the fourth wouldn't shut up. Which basically means that as soon as Muscular showed up and he noticed Muscular, he was getting signals constantly from the fourth's quirk, which, as we know, is basically a Spidey sense that's basically telling him, hey, he's out here, you better do something. Which does lead me to believe that he now has it pretty much under control. Which does actually lead me to wonder another thing. How much of the powers does Deku actually have a handle on? It's quite possible that at this point, he's actually gained a good handle on all of the quirks. The fact is that we don't really know, though. But one other thing is that he is disguised enough that Muscular would not recognize him if it wasn't for the fact that Deku is not disguising his voice at all. He goes, I know that voice. It's you, or whatever. And that is honestly a bit insane, to say the least. Now, one thing that does come to mind, though, about him facing off against Muscular is how exactly is this battle going to play out? Like I said, Deku is a lot stronger than he was before. Before, he had to go to 1,000,000% of his power in order to land a single good hit on Muscular that would knock him out. But now Deku has a lot more understanding of his quirk and is able to unleash quick successive attacks that he was never able to do before. On top of the fact that he doesn't really feel like he needs to put his entire body into a single punch. Instead, he can do several different attacks. If he needs to, he can wrap up Muscular with Black Whip. He can fly up into the sky, toss him up, and then start unleashing tons of normal attacks. Not to mention, we still don't know what the remaining quirks are. Like, at all. We still don't know if size manipulation is actually a quirk in his arsenal with the 6th user. We don't know what the 2 quirks are for the 2nd and 3rd user. We don't know if Deku has gained his original quirk back. We just don't know. We have no idea because so much of this has been kind of kept away. There are so many aspects of this that are honestly so interesting. And I think that the idea for chapter 308 is actually going to be really interesting. Instead of focusing primarily to have Deku doing what he did before, this battle will be a battle of Deku using all of his different abilities in quick succession, throwing Muscular off and showing the world that he has a lot more quirks than anyone ever knew. Deku is honestly, at this point, a very powerful hero. Yes, he has his hero license, but as far as anyone else is concerned, he is as much of a vigilante as the main vigilantes in frickin' My Hero Academia vigilantes. Oh, there is just so much to this, and honestly, I have no idea how they're going to play all these characters out. But honestly, I'm really excited to see how this fight is going to play out. Also, I do want to briefly mention one more thing. I do not expect this to happen very soon. In fact, I actually expect that more than likely we will actually be getting the conclusion for Vigilantes before we actually get this to happen, where Deku is going to meet up with the Vigilantes and start working alongside them. The fact is that they could still be around. We honestly have no idea what is exactly going on with any of them. It's actually very likely and very high up on the likelihood that Koichi, Pop, and Knuckle Duster have all gained their true hero licenses. Like, obviously, Knuckle Duster didn't technically need one because he doesn't actually have a quirk. But the point is that those 3 could probably have their hero licenses at this point and are willing to help him. Now, there are a few other things, though, that I also want to mention. I think that this is just the beginning. I think that Deku may actually have to deal with several fights that we've dealt with before. One of the fights that Deku specifically mentions, as he remembers these fights as being, this is his only option but to fight. But with Shigaraki, he knows that's not the case. He specifically remembers Muscular, Stain, and Gentle Criminal. I think he also does remember, obviously, Overhaul, but I honestly don't see Overhaul being a major villain. I honestly would see him more being just hidden away and coming in for a future series or something like that. Many people have actually kind of theorized about this, especially Turtle Quirk, but it's not exactly certain on exactly what's going to be happening there. I honestly just, at this time, I just can't imagine there being actually much to do with that whole situation. But instead, I think that there's actually something else going to be happening. Like I said, two of these people aren't really villains as much as they were made out to be. The fact is, we know a lot more now about Stain than we did back when he was first introduced. So I could actually see them going in a direction where Stain actually acknowledges Deku to his face. You are a true hero. I will help you. I will help you do what you feel you need to do. And instead of becoming a villain that Deku has to fight again, instead he's going to give Deku two of his knives and then join him as one of his new sidekicks. On top of that, I also see the high possibility that Gentle Criminal and La Brava are going to be doing something similar. Not to the exact degree, but it honestly wouldn't be that bad. I mean, honestly, think about it for a moment. I mean, obviously, La Brava does not have lovey feelings for Deku, but she at least acknowledges him as a hero. And there is a possibility that it might just be a respect or caring and stuff like that is more connected to her quirk. So she may be able to actually use her quirk to actually boost his ability. So then he'll be able to go beyond 100% for his final bout against Shigaraki. Honestly, could be a lot of fun. I don't know. I don't really think that it's going to be too much, but it still could be a lot of fun. I also want to bring up Toga. I don't think that she's going to be a good guy. Let that be clear. She is not going to be a good guy, but instead she will still be involved, starting to actually understand a lot more about heroes, thanks to the fact that she has had her interaction with Ochako. And she's had her interactions with Deku. I actually think that it wouldn't be completely beyond reason to actually have her be a helper, someone who actually helps him with taking down Shigaraki. I mean, I've said it before, I actually think that Dabi may also be the same situation. Basically, anyone that is specifically joined the League for Stain, I think that this might be the point where a lot of them actually turn around. People like Spinner, who is obsessed. He is obsessed with Stain. Let's just be clear on that. He is 100% obsessed with Stain. I could see him being involved and joining the fight to face off against Shigaraki. It honestly would be kind of interesting, in my opinion. And I also could see a lot of other villains and other heroes and all of that jazz. But we honestly just have to wait and see exactly how they're going to play out a lot of the different characters that we've been seeing. This arc is honestly just going to be a whole bunch of insane, chaotic moments that I kind of doubt that anyone's really going to be ready for the future of the series. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see exactly what the whole team decides to go with. Horikoshi has so much up his sleeve, and while I could spend hours and hours just theorizing about what exactly is going to be coming, I don't really think that's going to be as fun as sitting down with you guys every week to just talk about these chapters and then come up with these little theories. It does help. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out tomorrow's video as well, because I'm going to be starting to do some more stuff about Miraculous again. So definitely look forward to those. And also, why have so few people actually watched the latest Nerd Chat? Seriously, go and watch the latest Nerd Chat. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, go and check that out. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. And of course, if you have any thoughts or theories, please leave them down in the comments below. Even if you're not, if you're not subscribed, even if you aren't new, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. It helps out a lot more than you may think. And apparently, very few of you guys are actually subscribed. I'm not certain on the exact numbers because I kind of cheated the system a bit, but that's beside the point. Anyways, like I said, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. And of course, if you do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways that you can support us financially, including our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny, the merch store, as well as the book, because all of that really does help us out a lot more than you may think. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!